Hi there. Well, we are going to talk about the Great Depression, an event, so important. Alright, my co-workers and me, we introduced some information about it. So we expect you like it. Introduction. The Great Depression, also known as the 1929 crisis, was a deep economic crisis that lasted for about a decade. It affected most of the countries of the world, from the most updated to the poorest, and became the most severe economic period on the 20th century.
Background of the Great Depression. Everything started with the First World War and the economic doubts it left that were very deep and lasting. When it put an end to the existing international order since the second half of the 19th century, from the financial point of view, the conflict involved enormous public spending. In Europe, that was financed with public debt, both internal and external. During the war, many nations that did not participate in the armed conflict, like USA and Japan, took power of some international markets that was traditionally dominated by the Europeans, which in that moment they were focused on the military industrial production. A very important factor is also the growth in USA, which after finishing the First World War experienced a very strong economic growth and displaced the United Kingdom on the leadership in the mundial economics.
The Great Depression changed the lives of millions of families who entered a long period of survival, hunger, and unemployment. Many people saw them and decided to find a job when they had already lost all their money, and the suicide rate increased considerably in the next 5 years. Many Spanish and American media spoke directly of apocalypse, and in spite of everything, and strange as it may seem, life expectancy in the United States rose a few years during the same period, a mystery that many sociologists and researchers have tried to unravel since then. One of the most important effects of the Great Depression was unemployment. At its most difficult time, in 1933, about 25% of adults were unemployed. This means that 1 out of 4 adults didn't have a job. Without a regular income, many families were forced to leave their homes.
Okay, so the conclusion for the Great Depression, which began in the late 1920s and continued into the 1930s, was a severe worldwide economic crisis. It was triggered by the Wall Street crash of 1929 and resulted in a widespread unemployment, poverty, and significant decline in economic activity. The Great Depression had far-reaching social or political implications and played a major role in shaping economic policies and regulations in the years that followed. It ultimately ended at the onset of World War II, as the war effort stimulated economic recovery and provided jobs for many. Okay, thanks, and this is the project. Goodbye.